saw the comments from my voice acting videos, and I appreciate, well, not comments, views. I appreciate that. So thanks for sending in your stuff. Even though I got like one dislike was for the Space Jam video. I know I need some work, but anywho, let's get to the topic of what at hand today. Today I'm wearing my Justice League t-shirt because I'm going to be reviewing the Justice League TV show, because that show is a childhood inspiration. It told me about superheroes. Well, it basically started me off with superheroes and everything. So I'll be reviewing the TV show, like the entire thing, and then probably I'll review Justice League Unlimited probably another day, and I'll be giving you all the information and stuff with my trusty handy dandy Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. Got for Christmas present. Alright, so let's get started. So Justice League was a TV show that started from 2001 and ended in 2004, moving on to their second series, Justice League Unlimited. It started off with the pilot episode called Secret Origins, which talks about the alien invaders known as White Martians, who plan to take over the world, and the ones who were responsible for wiping out Martian Manhunter's home planet Mars. So the first superhero we get to see on screen is Batman. Who knew? First the anime series, duh. So we got Batman was the first hero on the scene, and then he found out what the astronomers were doing. They found out they were white Martians in disguise, and then suddenly Superman comes along, and they try to help out each other, because they helped out each other in that episode. Y'all remember the World's Finest episode with Lex Luthor and the Joker and Harley Quinn? Brilliant episode, by the way. So they work out a plan, try to figure out how to take out the White Martians, but it didn't help out. And then you already have a crisis around the world where the whole world thinks they're gonna start into a World War III, and then Superman tries to calm everyone down by removing nukes from every single bomb that they have to prevent another war from happening. Suddenly Superman gets a disturbance and finds out Martian Manhunter was trying to contact him and free him from the government, because I guess they found him trapped in somewhere. And so they rescue Martian Manhunter, and then sooner or later you got other League members. Wonder Woman comes in, and her mother prevented her from going to Man's World, because they said, "Diana, your Man's World is too dangerous. You mustn't enter." But of course, she disses her mother, goes off. And then sooner or later you got Flash and Green Lantern coming in, and the Flash we got in this show is Wally West. When I was young, I didn't know who the Flash was. I thought Flash was Flash and Green Lantern was Green Lantern. And you guys get the idea. So we get Wally West in this TV show, and we have Green Lantern John Stewart, best Green Lantern in the world. So they have him in it to represent African Americans. And you have Hawkgirl, because in the original Justice League it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Flash, and Aquaman. Aquaman is in the show though, but he only appears in like 2 episodes. So the whole plan is to take out the White Martians and save the universe. After that whole thing happens, they save the world, and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, funds his money to build the Justice League Watchtower, and now they have a hovering headquarters over the earth to keep track of what's going on. Superman decides the team needs to stay together, and they call themselves the Justice League. And so, as you may notice, the series to me was a very brilliant series for me when I was growing up as a kid. I mean, we had our other DC animated shows: Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Static Shock, the Zeta Project. Don't forgive me, I haven't seen no episode of that, but I did see the crossover episode. But Justice League Unlimited was my first superhero TV show. It was brilliant. The story and the dialogue and the connection that you felt with these characters, it felt like they're actually talking to you. Like you enjoyed the whole thing. And me being now 16, and I've started watching that show since I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. Time flies. It really shows how you look up to them, because even though they're just heroes to us in comic books, to them, why am I saying to them? They're not even real. To us, we appreciate them, like we look up to them as idols, even though they're not real. Like say like you have a kid who loves Batman so much, who probably wants to grow up and say, "Oh, I want to be Batman one day when I grow up," and then probably does something crazy and just dresses up as Batman, saying who's your favorite idol, kid? Like who you want to be when you grow up? I want to be Batman when I grow up, and you give them the idea like Batman's not real. It ruins a childhood's dream. That's the main thing. Back then, they wanted kids to dream. Like dreams were the possibility. But of course, there's a saying, and a wise man once told me this: dreams are just dreams without goals. So, if you plan on being a superhero, don't try to dress up as some vigilante scrolling over the rooftops, stopping crime wherever it may be, and then sooner or later, don't do that. So, because you don't want anything happen to you. So anyway, this TV show, you had other superhero cameos. You had Aquaman, you had Dr. Fate, you had I think those were like the only heroes you got in the show. But a whole widespread of villains. Like each episode had like a threat to mankind. The White Martians, the Manhunters, and you actually had the Guardians of the Universe from Green Lantern in there. You had Lex Luthor and the Joker making their return from the animated series of Superman and Batman in the episode Injustice for All, which is my all-time favorite episode. And note, if you look at Lex Luthor in that episode, the clothes he's wearing, it's a similar resemblance to the clothes he was wearing in the Super Friends, that old school 80s or 70s superhero TV show. But yeah, so in Injustice for All, Lex Luthor creates a group to take out the Justice League. The group was Cheetah, Wonder Woman's arch enemy, the Shade, Solomon Grundy, Star Sapphire, enemy of Green Lantern, Copperhead, Ultra Humanite, and the Joker pops in at the end of part 1 of the episode, because you know Mark Hamill saying, "I know how the Bat thinks," and and that's leading to Batman being captured. But of course, Batman, he can escape everything. He outsmarts even Grundy. Grundy's got the IQ of a peanut. How about that? I can't believe I just said that, peanut. Okay, and another episode that really influenced me, hated, Warworld, is this giant extraterrestrial planet called Warworld is being dictated by Mongul, who is one of the DC superhero villains I hate. And I still hate to this day. Like I just hate him. I don't like him at all. I mean, I was young. When I was watching the show, I was like, why is Superman being beaten by a bad guy? He's supposed to take him down. He's always supposed to win. I was young. But nowadays, we all know Superman is supposed to be the strongest man that ever lived in the universe, but can't handle a fight against a dictator of an extraterrestrial moving planet. So you have the people of Warworld cheering Superman on, and after he beat Mongol's champion Draga, you have Draga wearing an S symbol on his chest to idolize Superman. And then sooner or later, Mongol steps in and beats the crap out of Superman. Then Draga and Green Lantern and Hawkgirl come in and help him out. And then Superman proves his strength. And that's the thing. In every single powerful moment, like if it's an enemy of Superman, Superman always gets pissed off. Like, take Darkseid, for example. In the Season 2 premiere episode, Twilight, where Brainiac comes and tries to capture Darkseid's planet, Apokolips. Question, why is a villain trying to capture a villain's planet? Well, Brainiac doesn't care. But even though it was a plan all along, Brainiac and Darkseid were working together, and they were trying to snag Superman's abilities so he could be nothing but a pointless alien and kill him. But Darkseid betrayed Brainiac by and then sooner or later the whole Brainiac comet was about to explode, and then Superman and Darkseid engaged this one final battle, and this one punch, every single time he has to deal with a final battle, when the music starts hyping up, and every single blow gets harder and harder, and then that one punch, Superman just uppercuts him, and Darkseid can't even get up. And so That's the main thing about. That's what I think about Superman. Like they make him a little too weak and vulnerable in the show. Just like how in Injustice, where Joker destroyed Metropolis and killed, well, drugged him and made Superman kill Lois. Whew, that man's crazy. And okay, so this in the season 1 finale, the Savage Time, which introduces the immortal villain Vandal Savage, and Vandal Savage appeared in 3 eras in the TV show. He was in the past, the present, and the future. I'll explain about the past first. The past is the Justice League gets sent to the like, let me see. Yeah, they returned from a mission, and Vandal Savage was turned World War II, and he's supposed to be like a mixture of Hitler, and but what you may call is he has futuristic technology and was able to contact his future self. I wish we could do that to this day. So he's taken over the World War II era and fights, and now the Justice League has to fight the Nazis alongside with these World War II era heroes known as the Blackhawks. Now the Blackhawks were they're of a team of heroes from each country, or I would say what you would call rebels, like from Star Wars. So, and in this episode, Wonder Woman meets her love interest from the comics, Steve Trevor, who always keeps calling her Angel so many times. And Green Lantern's ring unlost power. Oh, and Batman, a futuristic well, not a futuristic, an altered timeline version of Batman appears, as he has his own rebellion group. And if you may look, you can see Nightwing and Batgirl and Robin as a cameo in that episode. It'll show you. It can tell. So they work their butts off. Green Lantern gets finds the Marines and tell him he was a former Marine soldier, because you know he's a Marine. They handle themselves. They handle themselves easily. And they were able to take out Vandal Savage's group with ease. And then with Savage defeated, they were able to go back to their present and regular timeline. And the funniest thing in that episode, Superman gives Batman a hug. Hilarious comedy. Now, let's see, I'm losing my mind, people. Sorry for Sorry for the the dramatic pauses and everything. The Terror Beyond. This episode refers mostly to Solomon Grundy. After Grundy's past appearances in the 2 episodes, Fury and Injustice for All, Grundy wants to figure out who he really is. So this episode debuts Dr. Fate and his wife Inza, who wants and help Grundy to figure out who he really is. And they find out Grundy was a thug who always robbed banks and everything. And so they they form this group called the Defenders. So together they help out to get Grundy's soul back, but then you have the League trying to stop them from what they're doing. Instead of just talking out with them, they try to dish out their anger by just beating the crap out of them. And so that brings up, and I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name, Mythos. That's the only thing I know, Mythos. His first name is hard to pronounce. If you know, you can leave that in the comment section. It turns out Mythos had a thing with Hawkgirl since she's Thanagarian, so he had a thing with the Thanagarians and all that stuff they had with each other. So with that, Grundy was actually able to help Hawkgirl, and with that, Hawkgirl and Grundy started bonding a relationship with each other. Not relationship, friendship with each other. So, and Grundy nicknamed her Bird Nose. So Grundy was able to defeat Mythos, and he was able to retrieve his soul back. And they figured Hawkgirl starting to feel bad for Grundy. How you like that? A hero feeling bad for a supervillain. Well, that's basically what happens. Hereafter, this was the next episode. It creates a band of Superman villains known as, well, not Superman villains. The team consists of Calabac, who is Darkseid's son, if I'm right, Weather Wizard, one of Flash's enemies, Toyman, Livewire, and it was one more villain. I don't know the entire group. Oh, Metallo. There we go. Metallo. Yes. So they forged this group called the Superman Revenge Squad. So they attack Metropolis. Superman comes in and tries to take all of them down. Toyman accidentally Toyman shoots Superman with his beam or something, and people think they killed Superman. Like Superman's gone, but of course Batman being the world's greatest detective knows Superman isn't dead. Turns out, and then this episode was mostly developed or based on the Death of Superman storyline from the comics, where Doomsday kills Superman and the whole Metropolis has a funeral for him. Like in this episode, everyone gets prepared for this funeral. Like Wonder Woman gets her Amazon clothing, Green Lantern and brings his other Lantern Corps members to the funeral. Martian Manhunter gives his eulogy to the funeral. Even Lex Luthor shows up to the funeral. I can't believe that. I mean, your own arch enemy is dead. If you're the one that didn't kill him, why are you even feeling bad for him anyway? And you go to the funeral. What's wrong with you, Lex? So basically, it sent Superman to the future in a destroyed dystopian version of Earth. And turns out Vandal Savage was there as well. Remember how I said Savage was in all three eras? So Savage was actually able to help Superman send him back to the present. But in the present, now that people think Superman is, guess who decides to join the League? The bounty hunter and one of Superman's enemy, Lobo, decides to declare himself leader of the Justice League. And of course the League disapproves of him. And Savage was able to bring Superman back to the present, and they defeated the Superman Revenge Squad. And Lobo thinks he's still part of the League, but Wonder Woman told him, Superman's back, get out. Of course, the main man leads with a popular entrance. Now, the next episode, Wild Cards. Now, this was a very iconic episode. You know why? Because this episode debuted the Royal Flush Gang, and the Royal Flush Gang was voiced by none other than the cast of Teen Titans. I was blown when I read about this. I was like, that's the Teen Titans voicing them? That was great. So you had Scotty Menville voicing King. You had Carrie Payton, the voice of Cyborg, who was voicing Ten. He was voicing Ten. Greg Sipes, who was Beast Boy, voiced Jack. Tara Strong was Raven. She voiced Queen. And you have Hayden Welch, the voice of Starfire, who voiced Ace, who was the most powerful one of them all. She had the ability to, drive people crazy with her mind control thing. And this episode literally had Joker planned to blow up Las Vegas, and the League had like how much time? Here we go. The League had 22 minutes and 51 seconds to wait, am I right? Oh yeah, yes I am. The League had 22 minutes to find the bomb, and Harley Quinn was with him as well. So Batman was able to convince Harley Quinn, because Ace was with Joker with the whole time while Harley Quinn was out preventing the League to stopping him. So Batman convinces her to say, why you think Joker's spending so much time with Ace and not with you. So Harley gets convinced, punches Batman in the face, and heads back to Joker's lair. When Batman gets there first and tries to stop Joker, but he had Ace on his side, so Ace was driving Batman crazy. And you have Joker singing Big Ol' Bats is Falling Down. Hilarious. So Ace was able to gain control of herself now, and she drove Joker crazy, and Harley Quinn came back and gave Joker the beatdown of his life, which was totally not really a pretty good sign for Joker at all. So that being said, the next episode was Comfort and Joy. It was a Christmas themed type episode. Now this episode started a relationship bond between Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, because at the end of Wild Cards, Green Lantern and or if I'm not right, in a certain episode of the Justice League, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl start developing a relationship with each other. And this one scene where Green Lantern gets injured, he asks Hawkgirl, can he see her real self? She takes off her mask, and they share their first kiss. Yeah, this show not only has action and comedy, but it has some romance into it. In a kid's show. Can you believe that? In a kid's show. I bet you have kids back in the day saying, ew, that's super gross. So, in the episode Comfort and Joy, this started the relationship between Green Lantern and Hawkgirl and how they had their feelings with each other. Superman went back to Smallville to spend Christmas time with his family, and Martian Manhunter was with him as well. Supergirl was supposed to be in that episode, but she made a cameo where Martha Kent said she was up skiing with Batgirl in the mountains. Because, you know, in one episode, Batman the Animated Series, Supergirl and Batgirl made a crossover episode with each other. So, this episode really tied in as a heartwarming and family fun episode because Hawkgirl and Green Lantern are doing winter activities, snowboarding, making snow angels, having snowball fights, and then Hawkgirl takes Green Lantern to this extraterrestrial bar where they enjoy fighting each other, and everyone, at the end of the episode, everyone falls asleep in the bar. Hilarious. And then, I'm skipping one of the greatest episodes out there. I'm not sure what it was called. Oh, now I remember. Is it? Or not? Oops, I'm sorry, folks. Please forgive me for the pauses because I need to figure out what to explain. So this episode, A Better World. And in the beginning of this episode, you have a different dimension of the Justice League. Superman walks in and kills Lex Luthor, and to find out, as the camera zooms out, Lex was the president of the United States. So Superman kills the president. Well, he kills Lex. And then as the time progresses, they develop the name called the Justice Lords. Now everyone is there except for the Flash, because I'll explain that later. That explains the plot synopsis in Justice League Unlimited. But in that, the Justice Lords act like dictators and they take control of everything. This episode basically tells you it's important not to have too much power in the world, because you know, when someone has too much power, they get a little, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they get crazy, if you know what I mean. So the Justice Lords actually get teleported thanks to Justice Lord Batman. They find out about the League, they kidnap the League and bring them to their dimension where everyone is lobotomized and everyone following the Justice Lords, well, following their rule. So sooner or later, Batman escapes and fights Justice Lord Batman and takes him back to the timeline where the Justice League and the Justice Lords have a big all-out battle with each other. Of course, the League wins, and Lex Luthor takes him back to their present timeline. And then sooner or later, Lex says, "I'm interested in getting into politics," and then that drives to Lex to want to become president. Now, season finale was Starcross, which was a episode where the Thanagarians come to Earth, and people think Hawkgirl is the only Thanagarian, and plus she also missed her home. Sorry about that. Turns out her boyfriend comes up, who I can't pronounce, Hero Talak, who is Hawkgirl's boyfriend. A shocking surprise to Green Lantern, who never knew about this. They plan to use Earth as like a battleground to prevent their war with an alien race to come to Earth. Turns out they were doing it right, but turns out the Thanagarians activate martial law on the planet Earth. Yeah, dictatorship once again. With that, now the Thanagarians taking over the world and everything. Hawkgirl, Green Lantern thinks she betrayed the League, so everyone has to go undercover. Like everyone. This is the one episode you see the League without their costumes, minus Hawkgirl. And then this episode, tell me one thing. Well, we all know Batman said Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, and Wally West. How the heck did Batman know Flash's secret identity throughout the whole... And this is the one episode we find out who Flash really is. and we actually see Flash without his mask on. So that's just confusing to me. If you know why, leave that in the comment section. So with that being said, Hawkgirl tries to convince the League to help them stop the Thanagarians, but they reject her because of what she did. Then sooner or later, they take it down the Thanagarian army. Green Lantern faces off Hero, and then Hawkgirl tells Hero to stop everything. And then Hero tells the Thanagarians to retreat and get off Earth. And then in the final scene, the League have a meeting to decide whether Hawkgirl should stay with the League or leave. But without no decision made, she decides to leave because it was her decision and she felt wrong about it. And then, as you can see, the breakup between Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, it develops a drop off, and the Watchtower was destroyed during the final episode. So with that being said, Justice League was a pretty awesome, amazing show. It had iconic villains, great story plots, powerful characters. Well, what am I talking about? Powerful characters. Not every character is powerful in the TV show. It had comedy, it had action, it had romance, it had some drama. Of course it had some drama. It had a lot of drama in that show. So, Justice League, for being my first superhero TV show to get me into the world of superheroes like DC Comics and everything, it was a really amazing show, and I really enjoyed it. So, that's my review on Justice League. What did you guys think of Justice League? Leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Black Knight. Stay golden.